What's up, beauties? Brendan Walsh with Hero Dose Wellness. Thank you for joining me here in this yoga flow for balance. Sun is just rising. It's getting hotter by the minute. It's my dad's birthday, July 12th. If you see Big J, make sure to wish him a happy birthday. And I guess the non sequitur question we'll go for during this yoga flow. I just started reading a new book this morning, Letting Go. That's off to a great start already. So let's go with what is your favorite book of all time? Leave it in the comments if you care to. Let's do it. Starting off, we are going to come down onto our backs and we are just going to start it out hugging our knees into our chest. Maybe a gentle rock back and forth, but really focusing on massaging your lower back and your spine into the mat. Again, be gentle with it. No reason to come in with any unnecessary intensity to start, because the intensity increases as we progress through the poses. So just being patient with ourselves first and foremost. Now, just going to release those arms, let the feet come down to the mat, knees are bent, and we're just going to do some windshield wipers, just dropping the legs side to side, getting some light mobility in the hips and in the solar plexus, lower abdominal region. Just breathe into it. Go at your own pace. Wherever you're at, we'll do one more windshield wiper on each side. And we're just going to extend our legs out, still lying on our backs. And we're going to go ahead and hug the right knee into the chest, keeping that left leg nice and long. And then we're going to slowly but surely drop that right leg across the left and letting gravity do the work, guiding your right leg and right knee down towards the ground for a nice supine spinal twist. Just focus here on connecting with your breath and your inner presence and breathing into that hip flexor. Take one more breath here. And then release, bringing the right knee back into the chest, and then allowing that right leg to become long again. Maybe take a second here, do a nice good morning stretch. Lengthen those legs, lengthen those arms, feel some space in your abdominals and ability to breathe throughout your body like you're just waking up and getting out of bed. And when you're ready, you're going to repeat on the other side. Hug the left knee into the chest. We're going to go ahead and drop the left leg over the right, coming into supine spinal twist on the left side. Plenty of different ways you can advance these poses if you're looking for more. For instance, you can take this left arm and extend it out as far as you can to the left. Feel your shoulder and your chest start to open. Maybe you're making it a bit active with that extended left arm. You're raising it up and down nice and slow to get some mobility. Again, there's plenty of different ways that you can advance these poses. It's really up to you. What kind of energy do you have today? What does your body allow you to do? Are you looking for more of a challenge, or are you looking for something more gentle? Just keep in mind, the only competition in yoga is with yourself. One more breath here. Release. Bringing that left knee back into the chest. And then allowing the left leg to lengthen. And once more, doing that nice, good morning stretch. Reaching arms, reaching your legs, just creating a length all throughout the body and in your spine. Now here we're going to do one more pose lying on our backs. We're going to bring the soles or bottoms of the feet together. This may look familiar if you've done yoga before. Butterfly pose, but from the laying down position, it is a supine butterfly. So just allowing your knees and your hips to fall as closely as they can to the ground, or however deep is most comfortable for you. Maybe you're just letting gravity do all the work. Maybe you're resting your hands on your thighs. Maybe you're reaching forward and providing a little bit of pressure on your knees. Again, nothing too forceful. It's really up to you. And just breathing into your hips and breathing into your groin. One more breath here in supine butterfly. Use your forearms to help you climb on up. Flip the cap around. And however is most comfortable for you. I like to cross my legs and roll forward, but we are coming to a hands and knees position. We are now going to start getting into some of these poses that help build balance. So here, go ahead if you want to take a second and do some cat-cow rotations. Just get some more mobility into the spine. before coming into the balancing table. So from here, from hands and knees position, what we're going to do is simply extend the right arm out in front of us, and then lift up the left leg and extend that out behind us. So only your right knee, right shin, and left hand should be on the mat. We're just going to stay here, focus on our breath, focus on balance, and focus on remaining in a peaceful, centered state. And taking one more breath here. And releasing by allowing the right palm and the left leg, specifically left knee and left shin, to come back down to the mat. All fours, hands and knees position. And now we are just going to repeat on the other side. So lifting up the left arm and allowing that to extend forward in front of us, and lifting up the right leg and extending that out back behind us. Holding here, finding balance, and breathing all throughout our body. Taking one more breath here. And releasing by allowing the left palm and the right leg to come back down to the mat. Hands and knees position. Allowing the palms to come a little bit higher up on the mat, as we are just going to flip the tops of the feet onto our balls and press up into a downward facing dog. Maybe you're just holding it stationary and static with pressing both heels into the mat simultaneously, or maybe you're targeting each leg one at a time by pedaling the heels. Do this for just a second and get some good blood flow, some good life, some good energy into the calves and the hamstrings. And from here, we're going to go ahead and shoot that right leg up in the air, bring it to the front of our mats, right foot in between the hands, and we're going to come into a warrior two. So right knee stacks on top of the right ankle, left foot, you're going to drop the heel down to the ground and make sure it is facing outwards at a 90-degree angle from your mat. Right foot is facing forward and just sinking into the lunge that is Warrior Two. Extending your right arm out in front of you, left arm out behind you, and shifting your gaze over the middle finger of your right hand, holding here for just a few breaths. Take one more breath in Warrior Two. And we're going to go ahead and reverse the Warrior. So dropping the left arm down the left leg, reaching up and behind with your right arm for a nice reverse Warrior. And then we're going to pinwheel the arms and shift our weight forward, coming up onto that front right foot into a Warrior Three, beginning to lean forward. And choose your own adventure here with your arms. I'm going to go with the airplane arms, extending them back out behind me. Maybe you're shooting your arms out in front of you. If this is too much, you can bring your hands down to the mat for a standing split to help with the balance. Again, I'm going to go with the airplane arms today. Just hold here for a few breaths. And one more breath here in Warrior Three. Just release. Let your hands come down to the mat. If they're not there already, let that left foot come down to the mat. Right leg swings back around, and we're right back into downward facing dog. You can pedal those heels, maybe if you're feeling it, mixing in a nice little vinyasa flow, activating all parts of the body. Regardless, we're all meeting back here in down dog as we shoot the left leg up in the air. Left foot comes in between the hands for a Warrior Two. Left knee stacks over or behind the left ankle. Right foot, right heel drops down to the ground and is facing outward at a 90-degree angle from the mat. As we sink in to the lunge of Warrior Two, extending our arms, left arm comes out in front of us, right arm back out behind, shifting the gaze over the middle finger of the left hand. Been struck by a leaf. A leaf has fallen from the sky and struck me. We'll take it as a sign of good luck and good fortune for the day. And taking one more breath here in Warrior Two. And we're going to just reverse the Warrior, dropping the right hand, the right arm down the right leg, reaching up and behind with the left arm as we pinwheel the arms, shift our weight forward to that front foot, and begin to lean forward into that warrior 3. Again, choose your own adventure with the arms. Going with the airplane arms today. Nice clear skies, so just feeling like an airplane. One more breath here in the warrior 3. Allowing the palms to come back down to the mat. Right foot comes down, left leg swings back behind into a downward facing dog. Again, if you just want to hang out in down dog, that is perfectly fine, but if you're feeling loose, you're feeling energized, you want to mix in some chaturanga, some vinyasa flow action, just go ahead and mad lib it right into this flow. Back to downward facing dog. Right leg shoots up, comes forward, right foot in between the hands, and from here we're just going to go ahead. Actually going to step back a little bit here because running out of real estate on the deck. We're just going to shift all of our weight forward up onto this right foot. Then with the left arm, we're going to reach down and grab the left foot. As we lean forward, extend the right arm out. So you're getting some great balance in the right leg, a great quad stretch in the left leg in this dancer pose. Just focus on your breath. And before we fully release, you can go ahead and release that foot. Don't let that foot touch the ground because we're going to continue to lean forward into a half moon pose. Now your right arm, right hand specifically is going to come about, we'll call it 6 to 8 inches in front of you, 6 to 8 inches out to the side. It's going to come down onto the ground. As you open up your left side body, extend your left arm up towards the sky and extend your left leg out behind you for a nice half moon pose. And if this is too much, just let your left hand come down to the mat for a nice standing split. Hold here for just a couple breaths. One more breath here. And release that left hand down to the mat. Left foot comes down onto the mat. Right foot swings back around, downward facing dog. And maybe a little chaturanga. But back to downward facing dog, and we're just going to do the dancer half moon sequence on the left side. Left leg raises up, left foot in between the hands, shifting our weight into that left foot. Right hand grabs the right foot. I gotta be careful. I got poison ivy all over my foot because I go barefoot everywhere. Oh, that's neither here nor there. The left arm extends out in front of us. Dancer pose. I just want to dance. I just think of the silliest dance references when I am in dancer pose. Feels good, gives you a nice foundational feeling of genuine confidence and strength. It's why we do these poses. To feel like the best versions of ourselves. And one more breath in dancer. You can go ahead and let go of that back foot as you lean forward into half moon, letting the left hand come down to the mat, opening up the right side body, right arm extended towards the sky, extending the right leg out behind you, just holding here for a few breaths. One more breath here in half moon pose. And letting the right hand come down to the mat. Back to a downward facing dog. And if you're feeling it, one final vinyasa flow. Coming back to a downward facing dog. I have a few more poses here written down. That said, it is getting quite hot. My mat is like a slip and slide right now with sweat. So we're going to round it out with one final pose known as the crow pose. So here, we're just going to let both of our palms come down onto the mat. We're going to lean forward and essentially use our elbows as braces for our knees. So we're going to hold up our entire body with just our hands and hold here for just a few breaths, building some great strength and flexibility in the forearms, the biceps, the triceps, the chest, and the shoulders, and of course, rounding out with some great balance. Just finding your inner peace in this crow pose for a few final breaths. One more breath here. Release. Just let your feet come down to the mat. And we will call it right there. It was a good one. Some nice balance, some nice strength, some nice flexibility. As far as my favorite book of all time, read a fair bit the past few years, but I always find myself coming back to the Four Agreements. It's a rather simple, yet I would argue extremely effective and I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is,
extremely transcendental read. It's just 4 very, again, at face value, very surface level principles, yet these 4 principles, I believe, have the ability to change the world. So the 4 agreements. I'd love to hear your favorite book. If anybody's actually out there watching, if you want to leave it in the comments, cool. If not, no worries. We'll see you for the next one.